Eyes. What is love? Lately I've been wondering just what is love? What is love? I don't know. No one ever showed me. I've been on my own for too long. But if you hold me now, let me into your heart. Maybe I can start to love again and tend to my scars. Can you show me how? Can you love me without you've got? 'Cause I'm coming alive. I just wanna come alive. I'm coming alive. I just wanna come alive. Come alive, come alive, come alive, yeah. Oh. I'm coming alive. I just wanna come alive. Knowing your body feels so tired to get out of bed. You put your heart on a letter to chase it away. 'Cause and it's all because of you. Hey, what's gonna give you more time forever? Know what they say, only time will tell. You know what they say, it never really can. When I'm sleeping with someone new, I just close my eyes and think of you. When I'm sleeping with someone new, I can't help myself, I wondered if you still feel the way I feel. Are you sleeping with someone new? Someone new, someone. Talking about my bed as like it ever mattered. You threw it away, and now you're looking back, wishing that we got buried. Know what they say, only time will tell. You know what they say, did I ever really care? I don't think I did.
What's up, everybody? How are you guys? Good to see all of you guys in the chat. Thank you so much for joining me today. You guys can see that's over there. You can see your chat on the screen. It's going to go away in a little bit. I'll throw it up there every now and then. But hey, Wanted to see all of you guys, wanted to get you guys involved. If you're new to the show, if you're new to these classes, type new in the chat. And if you're an OG, you've been watching these classes for a long time, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. But type OG in the chat and also get very active for me because the more you share this classroom, the more you guys share the links within the chat and all of that. Just help out the new people and let's become friends. Let's have a good time. It's all about positive vibes in here and really just learning some fun hair stuff. So thank you again. I love seeing where everybody's from. Panama Beach, Florida. What's up, Karen, OG? She was just in my VCC class. If you guys don't know what the VCC is, let me just pull up a couple things for you guys, show you guys some stuff. Let me take away the chat for a second and then pop on over to this. So here it is, pop. Now, this is our website, so freesaloneducation.com. A couple things I want to share with you guys. All of our previous classes, all the classes that I do right here live almost every single day, and our team does, Brian, Danielle, all those classes end up on our website right here. You can flip through them. We constantly are posting new classes, and they're all free, guys. This is our lineup of classes for the week. So you guys can join the class now that I'm on right now. You can hit count me in for the classes that happen later. So you could do that as well. If you want to watch Brian's class, you can click count me in, create a profile, and then you'll get an alert when we're doing that class. You get an email with the link and all of that. Also, we have an app called FSE Now. So if you go to our website and you just click right here on the App Store, whether it's Apple or Android, it'll take you right to the App Store to download the app. So it makes it really, really simple for you guys. We have all of our events on there, all the past classes, but also one of the coolest parts about our online community is that we've built our own. So a lot of the OGs that you see in the chat, are a part of our online community. So if you log in here, after you've created a profile, you will see, let's see, I'm live, so obviously my internet is not the fastest, but as soon as I get logged in here, you could see our community where stylists from all over the place are on there sharing their work. Everybody, you can like it, you can follow each other, you can really just meet friends, become part of this community, which is really awesome. The other thing I want to say is that we are live on MinervaBeauty.com's Facebook as well. They've been a big sponsor of our classes and our online education for a very long time. They're the best furniture and salon equipment company in the business. I promise you that. They're based in Atlanta, Georgia, or outside of Atlanta, Georgia. Been to their showroom a couple times. It's a gorgeous, giant place where they have all this stuff in stock. So if you're looking to upgrade your salon furniture, please go check out my friends at Minerva Beauty and go follow them on Instagram. Tell them that I sent you. I'd really appreciate that as well. But they have everything that you guys need for your salon business. The other thing is, before I get started, not only do we have our website, but we have our online store where you can purchase our razor that we have patented, the TriRazor, so you guys can go check that out. You can purchase one of those. You can shop all the other things that we have to offer, scissors, combs, clips. So everything that you see me using in this classroom, you can purchase right on our online store, Shop FSE. So with that being said, let's get started with today's class. Let me pop back over to the mannequin here and get rid of myself in the corner. And we'll go right over here. Actually, let me read your chat for 1 sec first. Then we'll get started. I want to be a part of the community. Well, Laura, let's do it. Sign yourself up. Go to freesaloneducation.com. You could sign up, be a part of the community. We'd love it. Catherine, thank you so much. This is exactly what I'm talking about. She's sharing the links. I really appreciate that, guys. You're the best. Lawrence, what's up? Good to see you. They never focus enough on guys' cuts in school, only in barber. I think you can master it better. So, Laura, I agree with that, actually. When I was in beauty school, I don't think they focused a ton on men's cutting, and if they did, it was short, but a lot of guys, when I was, it wasn't as trendy to have longer hair. Now, every guy that walks in the salon almost, probably 60% of the guys that come into the salon have longer hair that they've grown during quarantine. They're looking to try something new. It's more acceptable to have a little bit longer hair, which just seems crazy in my mind. But now society is saying that it's cool to have long hair, and your friends won't make fun of you, I guess. So now guys are doing it. So I guess it's cool. It's a win for people being themselves and actually doing things that they want to inside themselves instead of what everybody else thinks that they should do, right? So Laura, you're very welcome. Jamil, thanks for joining. Vanessa, what's up? Good to see you. If you guys haven't been a part, the other thing that we do is Zoom class every Monday. So I just got done with that, the virtual cutting club, we call it, where we get together on Zoom. It's part of the app as well. It's free. So you go on there, you just click the link, you join the Zoom. If your phone's set up, I can see you cutting hair, and we do a cutting exercise every Monday for an hour. We just get together. So it's really super fun, guys, and I hope that you guys can join me on the next one. Some of your products and items are sold out. Andy, that is super true. We try to make sure that we put sold out because there's certain things that we don't carry a ton of, but we try to keep the store fresh. But we're also dealing with like the TriRazors in stock because we manufacture it, we create it, we have plenty of them. The other things were kind of in the hands of the pandemic and other people having things in stock and us being able to order them and have them in stock. So, unfortunately, sometimes things are out of stock, but we try to keep them in stock as much as possible. There's also a thing on the website. If you click it, let me see here. I'll show you this. Pop here. So if you go to our website and let's say something's out of stock, let's see what would maybe be out of stock. Clips maybe? Yeah, so like let's say this clip is sold out. If you go here, you can hit notify when available. So once you do that, then it'll ask you for an email or text message, SMS. And then as soon as it's in stock, we will shoot you an email or a text and let you know. And then you can go purchase it. So that's something that we try to offer just so that you guys don't get stuck not having it. All right. I have two mouses. I don't think that's how you say it, but two mouses. So I'm trying to navigate. All right. Let's see. What's up, TM? Good to see you. Hope everything's going good with you, and I hope you're able to. I know you sent me a message about sharing pictures. Hopefully that's all working. What's the app called? It's called FSE Now. Just go to freesaloneducation.com on your phone, and then you'll see the link to tap to go to either Google Store or the iOS store. If the app keeps crashing, then what I would recommend, because it doesn't crash all the time, it shouldn't crash all the time. So if it is, I would just update the app, delete it, and then go download it again, and hopefully you'll get a better. Sometimes things can happen in the download process. So you're not the only person that's ever said that the app crashes, but I also know lots of people where the app works. So, and we have 15,000 stylists with the app, and I get like 5 people saying it crashes. So I know that it happens, but it's rare. So just delete it and then re-download it, and you should be good to go. Tried to post my picture on the app, but it didn't work. And when I try to text, it doesn't work either. Fadwa? So my recommendation, again, for same as the other, delete the app and re-download it. It can happen. Some things can happen. All right, cool. See, Jess did it. She uninstalled it and re-downloaded it. Things just happen sometimes with phones. It's just a weird process. All right. All right, cool. I think we're good. I'm going to get started with cutting, which I know some of you are like, thank God. I didn't know if he was going to. I'm going to. But I do enjoy chatting with you guys, seeing you guys on here. Obviously, creating content is fun, posting videos all the time, but actually getting to see and talk to you guys is more fun for me. And what I'm doing during this class is recording to make a shorter version of this video. So if you're not here to chat with me and talk with me, and you'd rather see a shorter video, quicker video, then just wait. It will be out soon. So don't worry about that. Do you have a phone number we can call? I don't have a phone number, so I'm not sure what that question's for. I'm seeing you guys in the chat, but Gary, thank you so much. I appreciate that. And I'm not sure phone number for what, but best way to get a hold of me is through email. Just email matt@freesaloneducation.com. If you're already on the app, then you can message me through our messaging system on the app. That's an easy way to do it as well. Crystal, thanks so much. Jacqueline saying same. It was good when I reinstalled. So we did have a couple versions. We're always updating it to take away any bugs. So if you ever feel like there are bugs in the app, make sure you let me know, because I always send that to developers and make sure that we get it corrected. All right. I grabbed new clippers and trimmers. We love chatting with you. Awesome. I love chatting with you guys. All right, sweet. So we're going to get started. Today's class is going to focus on layering men's hair. So like I said, let me pop over to the other screen. Like I said, a lot of the guys that come into my chair or come into the salon actually look like this guy now. So they have quite a bit of long hair. And the biggest question that they have is, what do I do with this? So what I want to do is kind of focus with you guys and go over some options for layering men's hair to make it kind of make a little bit more sense, make it work with their style, and actually give them a style. Because when they come in, this has just been growing for a year or a year and a half, and it's just long, right? So you got to create some shape, some purpose behind it, and then you'll have more success styling it and all of that. The other thing is, when you look at this style as it grows out, a lot of times all the hair is kind of the same length, or it's a slight bit longer on top, but not much, because they went from having a haircut that had long hair like this long and short hair on the sides. Those sides have grown out, the top has grown out, and now you have a tail in the back, because this is the obvious furthest point. So this hair growing for 8 months is going to be a pretty long tail. Maybe they've been chopping at that as it grows. So just being able to put a little bit of shape into it. All right. So let's talk about sectioning first, and then let's get into the way that we're going to cut it. So the sectioning is going to be pretty simple. I'm going to go straight down the center. Then we're going to split the head in half. So I talk about this a lot. This is kind of how we do women's cutting as well. It's really just finding the corners of the head. So we're going to work straight down the center. Then once I have that center point, then I'm going to separate front and back. So in the top, I've separated left and right. Now I want to separate front and back. So we'll go right here. So right here, and we go to the top point of the head. And then you want to find the hairline in the back. So just like this. If you guys were part of the virtual cutting club today, all this is going to look pretty familiar. Obviously, the end result we are going to change up a little bit, but for men's cutting, but very similar thought process. So that is the front and back on the left side. Now we're going to go front and back on the right. It looks like Keith Urban. You are very correct on that. All right. Now we separate. Slide a clip up in the front. Slide a clip up in the front. And now we've got the back sectioned away. You can see right there, just separating the front and the back. Now, what I want to do is I want to go straight down center back here, create another section or parting. So right through here, straight down the center to the occipital bone, and then I'll comb the hair over. Now, I'm going to go from the occipital bone straight over to behind the ear. Just like that. and I'll comb the rest of this hair over. I'm going to clip it away. Slide that up under there, clip, and then same thing here. So one thing I didn't say to you guys at the beginning, which is crazy to even imagine, I said a lot, but if you have a question, just type Q and put your question in, because, and I'll show you what I mean, because a lot of you have been doing it. So right here, so if you have a question, you type Q, put in a question, and let's just use Jess's question for instance. Is this like the Keith Urban? So she asked the question, I saw the Q, and then I read the question. I don't know what that means, Jess, but I think he looks like Keith Urban, and maybe the haircut will be similar to a Keith Urban kind of style. So yeah, let's just say yes. Does it matter if they part on the side? Gary, yes, it does matter if they part on the side, but that only matters once we move into the front. The back is separate, so I don't really worry about where they part their hair yet. So we've separated the front in the way that we did it, but I'll change it up and I'll show you the differences as we get to the front. How do we order the items in the UK? I've tried, but it says it won't post to the UK. Thanks. So Charlotte, there's certain things that I can ship to the UK, and then there's certain things that I can't. Unfortunately, scissors I cannot ship outside the US and Canada. That's a Mizutani rule, unfortunately. If you want to, you can always go to the Mizutani Instagram. I always push people to do that and say, can you please let Matt sell all over the world, because he has a worldwide audience and we want to buy from him. I would love that because I don't think they understand the new way of distribution, and I'd love to work, with their distributors worldwide. I just can't yet. So hopefully they will let that happen soon, or we'll figure out a different solution someday. I think the corners of the head need to be found regardless. No, still need to know where to make your sections. Yeah, Jacqueline, you could find the corners in different ways as well. I don't think you were really saying that, but yes, you got to find out where all the corners are, because that's how you're going to understand as you're working through the head and you're working that horizontal line, how your shape's going to react to it. So TM, I'm going to work with you about this issue with the app, because I'm not sure why that would be happening, and I'm wondering if maybe you're trying to download the old version of it. And what I mean by that is, a long time ago, when you first started on it and you were uploading photos and stuff, somebody took the app, stole the app from the App Store, which was a terrible thing, but they stole it and deleted it. So it still exists, like if people have it on their phone, but it doesn't work. So maybe you have that old version. I had to re-upload a new one and get people to re-download it. So either way, it was a mess, but we're kind of back on track, and you should be able to get a good version of it now. What's up, Gary? Good to see you. TM, awesome. All right. Okay, Jacqueline, gotcha. All right, sweet. All right, let's pop over back to the mannequin. So now, back out a little bit. So we've separated, those of you guys that are just tuning in, we create horizontal lines across from the occipital bone over to the mastoid process over here, behind the ear. Then, so we've got all of this hair down at this point. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start working vertical layering throughout the haircut. in the back, and I'm going to create a round shape or open shape, which will help kind of let the hair flow around the head shape. So, grab my scissor. I got a clip. You could also do it with a razor as well, but I'm going to do some of the work with the razor today, but I'm going to do kind of my precision work with my scissor. Then I'm going to go in and do some detail and texturizing with the razor to help soften it up. All right. So, vertical section, straight down center back, just like this. I'm going to be working left to right to begin. And now, I said I wanted to create more of an open shape. So I'm going to talk about that a little bit more, but my vertical section is going to come straight out like this. And I'm not really worried about this underneath elevation right now. What I want to focus on is this point in the head right here where the head starts to curve like this. If the head's curving on this whole thing and I cut a straight out line, it's going to start graduating really quick. So I want to create layering, and I want to make sure at the most pivotal point in the head right here that I have the right elevation. So we elevate up, or I can go over here and stand behind. I'm going to do that today. I feel like it's more comfortable in my body. So here, elevate it up. Turn so I don't get yelled at for my shirt. So just like this, elevate it like that. And then you decide your length. So I'm going to go still on the longer side. I'll comb that out. I'll take a look at my line, see if that's the elevation that I want, kind of step back and look at it. And then if that's where I want to be, then I will move on to the next section. So I'm going to go right next to it. And I'm going to push my guideline over top of the new section. So just like that, over top of the new section. And I'm going to cut. And I'll split that in half. Push the new section. Like that. Keep working through it. So Natasha, that's a great question. She's asking, is there a way to turn the app horizontal on the screen instead of vertical? My iPad has a one-way kickstand. So the app, you can't use it horizontally, but you can, once the video comes on, you can flip it. So you could scroll through everything, then go. If you wanted to, though, just go to freesaloneducation.com. It works just like the app, and you could do that horizontally and then watch the videos through that as well. So we just revamped the entire website, which I'm super proud of, and working with a really cool graphic artist now. So we're trying to make things just look more modern and cool. We just redid the whole look of the website. So you should enjoy the experience of that as you're going through it. So again, vertical, push the guide over top of the new section and cut. Yeah, people do need to find better things to do with their time, but that's okay. You learn a lot from all those things. So definitely find that the stuff that sucks in life sometimes is some of the best stuff you learn from. So All right, working through, cutting that line, just working my way around the head. Now, what does an open shape or rounded shape look like within a haircut? Let me go here. So think about this, right? If I'm working around the head, if I want to cut balanced line, then all of this is going to come straight out to me, and I'm just going to continue layering around. If I want to cut an open line or hair that's going to flow off of the face, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to follow the head shape just like this. So that's why each section that I'm bringing out, I'm following the round of the head and my body starts to walk with the haircut. If I wanted it to be balanced, my body would not walk with the haircut. It would stay balanced in the back. It would bring everything back to me and layer it that way. Basically taking each of these pieces and going into the balanced line to create it. Now I'm working my way around the round. So here, vertical line. Got my guide. Now that guide's going to go over top of the new section. So that's a tough angle for you guys to see exactly what I did, but what I want to show you is this part here. So this, we've created, see this rounded edge to this section? See where it's shorter in that corner, comes around, gets shorter? That's the round line that we created horizontally. We did an open layer. And what I mean by open is that this will flow backwards with the round of the head to open up the face. So that's what we mean by open. So it's layered all the way around to allow the hair to open up. Now we're going to do the same thing on the opposite side. Biggest difference is going to be taking a vertical section, pulling the guide now. So before we were pushing the guide to the new section, now we're pulling it to the new section. So Jules, I'm going to say, they're asking any suggestions on cutting your own hair in that type of style. I'm going to tell you right now, and there's a lot of you guys that are watching that probably are not professional hairdressers, and that's cool. I like that everybody watches because the inspiration that comes from it, the knowledge that comes from understanding how to get a good haircut is just as important. Like when you walk in somewhere, you need to know that the person that's doing your hair knows what they're doing, or that you can tell them and kind of speak to them in a way that they can understand, right? Because a lot of times when you get a bad haircut, it's not because that person's bad at haircutting, it's because the communication wasn't the greatest on either side. So communication is number one. So I think that this helps. But I never, ever recommend cutting your own hair because it's damn near impossible. And to be honest, like I even will occasionally cut my own hair because I hate sitting in the chair to get it done. But I mess it up every single time and somebody fixes it for me. And I'm pretty good at cutting hair. So I don't recommend anybody cutting their own hair ever. You should always have somebody else cut it. But that's just, the way it is. It's difficult. Like you can't hold this back here and cut it. You could try, but it's just not going to be the same. It's not going to be a good haircut. So there you go. Yeah, you can't stand behind yourself. Exactly. So Kathy, that's a funny thing, and I'm sure that made you nuts. And I don't know why people get so offended, because if somebody came in, so let me talk about this, and I don't even know if you're offended, but it is crazy to think that somebody brought in a diagram. But let's talk about this though. So if he or she comes in with a diagram of what they want, that's such a good starting point to knowing exactly what they want, right? So I had somebody draw out something one time, and we've all had those crazy clients that one guy, like, he used to tell me, you just need to pull it right here and cut it, and I wouldn't do it, and I would cut it my own way. And then eventually, after he said it enough times, I said, okay, I'll do it. So I pulled it to one spot, cut it, and he goes, perfect. So here's what I'm going to tell you right now. Was it perfect in my head? Was it the perfect way to do it for him? No. Was it, but did he love it? Yes. So who's right? Right? Who's right in that? If that's how he wanted it done, it's the way he likes it, it's however it makes his day better, that's our job. If we want to be artists, which is what we say we are, that's why a lot of times I like cutting mannequins, because for me, that's more like I get to be an artist. I get to do exactly what I want on that mannequin because that mannequin has no opinion. When you have a client in your chair, it's now you are taking their interpretation, the things that they want, and you're doing that for them. So you're providing a service. So I think where this business becomes difficult is that people rely too much on they're an artist and they want to do what they want because they're right. And then you've got your clients that they want what they want because it's their hair and their life that they have to live, and they have to style it every day. And there's that balance you got to find. You got to meet in the middle. And the most successful people cater more on this side of focusing on the client and making sure that the client has exactly what they want. So it's a very tough thing, but that's kind of the fun part about our business. And then I think a lot of the artist side do more things like kind of like what I do. So that's really what it is. Sweet. So yeah, a diagram for me is like, it's a good starting point to then say, okay, cool. I kind of get exactly what you want. Or I take my education and I say, okay, so this is how you drew this out. This is the outcome that would come from that drawing. And then is this exactly what you want? So this is some things that I could tweak on it to really make it fit what you're saying. So it's just a good conversation point, I think. All right, cool. Thanks, Gary. Appreciate it. Cutting your own bangs is different. So it's also hard, and a lot of people screw it up, but at least it's in front of your face. So the problem is it's in front of your face. So if you do screw it up, it's not going to be good. I don't get offended when people love exploring with hair because I think it's hypocritical a little bit for us to get offended, because if you experiment with your hair, you're not stealing business from me, maybe yourself, but you're not stealing my clientele, but you might have a passion for it. And a lot of hairdressers out there, all of us started with exploring and experimenting with hair before we started doing hair. So you could be the next future hairdresser out there that everybody could be learning from someday. So for me, I have no problem with people experimenting. Now, chemicals and stuff like that can get a little tricky, but it's your head, you own it. So it just depends on what you want to look like when you're walking around, because you could really, really mess things up. So I don't recommend you doing your own hair ever, but I don't get mad at people for exploring because of the fact that you'll also realize how hard my job is as a professional. So, and you're never going to learn the amount of stuff that I've learned over 16, 17 years of doing this, watching a tutorial on YouTube. You got to do thousands of heads to start to understand the depth of what hair cutting is all about. So you're not going to learn that from a bangs tutorial where you do this and that and you cut them. Very cool. All right, sorry, I'm just reading your comments. Always fun chatting with you guys. All right, let's get back to cutting hair. So, otherwise I'm going to be on here for 4 hours. So, all right, so we've cut our round shape. Now I'm going to continue and do the same thing on the left-hand side that I did on the right. If you guys are just tuning in now, we used a traveling guideline. So I'm going to section away half of this hair, like that. And now I'm going to use that center point as my guide. I'm going to pull the guide towards the new hair. We'll go here because in order for this to be round, it's got to be 90 degrees horizontally, right? So if it's not coming out 90 degrees from the head horizontally, then you're not going to get a curved line. So I just continue working through, spray the hair down. Gary, cutting your own hair fix, one length clipper cut, laugh out loud. That's so true. If you don't mind having a shaved head, then go ahead, experiment. Just know that that could be the outcome. All right, so I got my guide. So now I take half of that guide away, comb that over, and I grab a section of new hair, comb the hair out, and I comb that guide over to the new section. Continue moving around. So now some of you guys, if you're kind of hyper aware of what's going on, might realize that I'm not cutting all the way down to the hair in the nape area. And the reason I'm not doing that is because I'm going to cut that blunt on the bottom anyways with a razor. So I just don't need to. I'm aware that my lengths down there are going to change. So I'm not worried about it. If I wasn't going to do that, then obviously I would continue all the way down. But straight out from the head. Okay. Now we've got our layered cut all the way through and around. And then I'm going to let down the other two sides. Adele, is this men's hair? Yes, Adele. This is a men's layered haircut that will flow off of the face, tuck in a little bit. So we still got our front and back separated there. And now we're going to work into the back of the head. And we're going to work with the round of the head. So vertical section, straight down. My guide's going to come from underneath where I cut previously. Go here. So my guide's going to come from there. And I'm going to cut with the round of the head. So up, just like this, recomb. I'm going to shift the camera. All the way through. Now we'll go next to that. Pushing the guide over top of the new section. and just following the round of the head. It's important to be aware of not only the horizontal shape that you're creating, but the vertical as well. That's a little bit. It's just flowing back off of the face. Now, I've heard a lot in the past of people saying, you know, it's for a men's cut or a masculine feel to the hair, you should cut square. Now, I'm not saying that that's always, this is always a rule, but I don't believe that when cutting longer men's hair here, I like the roundness of the back, because otherwise it's going to push a ton of weight into the corner here and it won't just flow off the head. I think that already most men have kind of a stronger kind of jaw line anyways. So when you put that rounded flow kind of off of the head shape, you still get a squared appearance either way. So squaring off the hair on more of a square head is not always the answer. So, all right, so I'm going to continue, finish up the back, doing the same thing, vertical sections. I'll bring a guide from the opposite side. And now, biggest difference here is that I'm pulling it towards myself. Thank you, guys. I'll actually post up the, whoops. Where's it at? There we go. I'll move this up a little bit. So any of you guys are looking to pick up some tools, things that I'm using in the video, you can go to our online store, Shop FSE. I see my guide, I continue working up the head shape. So the scissor that I'm using is, so I sell Mizutani scissors. This is the Matt Beck edition. So I helped design this one. We did have it for sale. I believe it is sold out, and I still haven't heard when they'll have the new ones done. There's a possibility I still have a 5.5 inch left, but it's on there. Honestly, any Mizutani scissor is great. So if you're looking for a new scissor, the Mizutani Ichinino San #1 is a great one. The Mizutani Type K is one of my favorites. It's another one of my favorites. DB20, I like a lot. So, and we also have payment plans on our shop. So if you guys, you just put half down on the scissor, because they're not cheap. You know, they're professional scissors, obviously. I'm just following the head, working my way up, pulling that guide over to the new section. New section's coming straight out from where it lives. We get that flow back off of the head. And we still got that tail, which we will make it go away. All right. Cube. Aswanto. Let's see, where's that cue at? So men's layer, move that up a little bit. Men's layered hair suit for what kind of face shape? Maybe square face, round face, oval face. So I think this is a great haircut for oval or square shaped face. If they had more of a round face, then I would probably do more of a square layering. But with that being said, I might do more of an open shape in the back, which is what I did. So kind of following the round of the head, which allows the hair to open up the face. So we look at that as an open shape. Then square off the sides, because that will then build up a little extra weight within the vertical view of the haircut, which will then give their face shape more of a squared appearance. But you got to be careful too, like if somebody has a round face, sometimes if you square it too much, it'll bulk up this parietal ridge area, and then it'll give them even more of a rounded face. So just be really careful with what kind of shape you're trying to create. So I think it was Gary that had the question about center part or side part. I think it was Gary. So I want to talk about that for a sec. This is where you would decide where they're going to part their hair. So I'm actually going to give them a side parting. So the back we kept symmetrical because it's the back and there is no parting. In the front here, I'm actually going to base this off of a left-hand side parting like this. Now, you got to look at the recession line. How much of a recession line do they have? And then decide where that parting is going to be, or where their hair naturally wants to part anyway. And now, I'm going to allow this shape to flow into the weak side. So this is the non-heavy side, the part side. So I'm going to comb this down, and I've got my guide from the side here, and I'm just going to continue that through. So this will be a vertical section. And with this particular haircut, I don't mind the hair kind of hairline showing. So I don't mind the hair kind of following this outer perimeter line, following the hairline. Comb this hair over. I'm going to bring this hair out, and you'll see kind of where my guide is from the underneath, or from the back. It's right there. This is where you're going to see the hairline come into play. Now, I want this to be rounded, because if it's not rounded, it won't flow off of the face. If you have any over direction whatsoever, it's going to want to push weight to those corners. So if you're looking for something that'll flow off of the face, you got to cut it open. So I'm going to go through here, grab another section, pull from the old section, and bring that over top of the new. Okay, over top of the new. Anytime I hold hair in my hand, I say to myself, where's the weight going to be? So if I've got the guide over top of the new section, I know that there's not really going to be weight there. It's going to flow backwards. But now, how am I elevating the hair? And is it coming off of the round? Because here, this is over directing out. This is 90 degrees right here. 90 degrees off the part. I'm holding the hair here, so I'm obviously creating some sort of graduation from about this point to this point here. About an inch of hair is going to have graduation. Graduation going to sit. You got to look at where this kind of falls. So the heaviness of this haircut is going to sit right about there. Is that where you want it to sit? Or do you want to take this line and just elevate it slightly and drop the weight here? Now it's higher. So now the flow of this haircut becomes a little bit higher on the ridge. That's where face shape comes in. Where do you want that, the balance of that weight line to sit in accordance to the face, right? So now, again, vertical line. Bring that guideline over top of the new section. Elevation is high. Following the round, drop. Now it's important that this is coming straight out of the head, guys, because if I just start pulling it back to me, it's going to push weight forward. I don't want any weight pushing forward because I want this to flow off of the face. If you want the old Justin Bieber kind of towards the face look, then you would start over directing it back to create some more of that kind of forward push on the hair. So even this part here, if I over direct this back and cut it, it's going to fall longer in the front. I don't want it to do that. So I'm basically going to come straight out from where it lives and cut it there. Cool. So now that's going to flow back off of the head. So now what do we do with the heavy side of this haircut? Or all this density is kind of flowing over. So you got to decide, how do you want this to look? For me, there's a couple different things I'm going to do. I'm going to continue the round on the one side. So what I'll do is I'll pretend like this is symmetrical for a little bit, and I'll go along this parietal ridge here. And all of this underneath hair, I'm going to cut open. I'm going to open up the face. Let me clip this away. So all of this, I'm going to cut open. Spray bottle. All right. Sorry, I'm reading all your lovely comments here. So now, same thing, grab a guide from the back. And bring it to the new section. And this is where you really don't want to build up weight in unwanted areas, especially in that parietal ridge area. So be aware of either sectioning a little lower than the parietal ridge so you don't have to worry about it, or just be aware of kind of where you're at and then go from there. So my elevation is going to be high. Last couple sections. Break this up because we're on a round. And if I don't break this into two, then one of these sections will be over directed the wrong way. So break it up, come straight out from where it is. Then grab this last little bit. Remember, straight out. All right. So now the last bit is pretty fun because we just got this top section. What are we going to do with it? I want to create a nice little flow that kind of comes around like this and gets short to long. So what I'm going to do is, remember, we brought everything out in a round pattern around the head. So what I'll do is I'll use some of that as a guideline. And I'm going to over direct it straight up in the air. Whoops. Stella, you are very welcome. You are very welcome. You zoom in a little bit. Okay. So we cut the sides vertically. How do we cross-check that? We cross-check it horizontally, right? If we're cross-checking it horizontally, then that means we can also take a new section as a guideline for it horizontally. So I've got a little bit of this top portion in my hand. I'm going to work this hair up, and I'm going to cut across. And this will be an open horizontal line. So no weight distribution. And I just work my way all the way across the top. Now, you could decide how thick is their hair, how much do you want to over direct everything over to this point, or do you want to travel a little bit? I'm going to go in the middle. So right here, kind of meet in the middle of this section. I'm going to do this for about 2 sections, 2 subsections. So we come across. Then, now this section here is going to come back to section 1. So I get a little extra over direction. Still cutting with the round of the head. So now that got a little extra over direction, gonna get a little bit longer. Then the next section I take will go to section 2. So this is section 4 coming back to section 2. It's just playing with over direction. So back here. So it gets a little bit longer. Section 5 is now going to come back to section 3. Still following the round of the head. And then I'll bring the rest, which probably won't even reach, to section 4, a tiny bit. Now, is this going to give me disconnection on the other side? Yes. But that's okay because we can blend that with whatever technique we like. So this will come around like this. This is going to come back off of the face. So Kathy says Sam Villa did a women's haircut like that. I would totally believe that. Me and Sam Villa, first off, I love Sam. Second, I think our thought process the way that those guys cut hair and the way that I do are very, very similar. I don't know for a fact, but I do think so, and I know that some of the techniques we do are similar. I learned a lot of the ways that I section from Sam, so it would not surprise me. All right, so now the last little bit. I got my TriRazor, which is my favorite tool on the planet. And if you guys are looking for a new razor cutting tool, please go check it out and purchase. $44.95. We ship these all over the world. I love this thing. It's got a 25 texture side, 50 texture, and 100% cutting side as well. It's just an unbelievable tool that you can do so many different things with in the palm of your hand. Carry it in your pocket, cut people's hair at parties, you know, that kind of thing. So I'm going to show you guys a couple things I like to do with it. So we've got this tail in the back. Obviously, that's not, you know, necessarily what our guys would want. Maybe some of them would. I've met guys that would, but that's not necessarily what we're going for. So I'm going to come in here, and now I get to use my artistic thought process. Not that we haven't used that already, but get to use a little bit more of a creative drawing kind of aspect of it, and which is taking some of these sections down. And I'm going to use my 50% texture side, and I'm just going to work through, and I cut until I get all of it. And if you're cutting through and it doesn't go all the way through, you can grab 100% and just go. But if you cut enough with a 50 texture side, it'll get through it. So I hold that through. Now I go into this corner. And again, 50 texture. Just work through it. And the reason I use the texture side is because I don't want to just chop a blunt line. I really want this kind of lived in effect. So you go through it, cut it like that. Same thing on this side, 50 texture. Let's zoom in. So I take 50 texture side, comb this hair down. And then if their hair still feels pretty thick, you can always come in here. And then one of my favorite things to do is the 25 texture side and just go mid shaft just one time and just pass through it, because that skinnies up. This takes 25% out, right? So it just skinnies up the edges and creates a little texture too. So right behind the ear, it's always good to have a little kick of texture and movement. Okay. Now what do we want to do with this front to complete that? We've got our disconnect that kind of overlaps on this side. So a couple of things I'm going to do here. I want to keep this fringe. I love the way this fringe kind of wraps around the face. So what I want to do is just skinny up this side over here to make it kind of go with the style. So we'll go here. I'm going to go with the vertical section. Should see there's that disconnect from what we did on top. And what I'm going to do is just go in 100% and just cut through to lighten up this side. So vertical section, pull it out like that, come through, and just a nice little soft cut up. Keeping this fringe intact, so don't go near the fringe area, just work this disconnection. So really we're just kind of connecting the disconnect on this part. So to the hairline. Then anywhere on this haircut, you can kind of grab sections if you want to you've got your lines, and you could just go in with the Texture 25 and just remove and create movement and take out weight, depending on how much weight they have in their haircut. So I'm kind of digging all this, how it's going. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to blow it dry, and then we're going to do a little detail work around the ears because he doesn't need that long a hair there. And then we should be pretty much set for the style. All right, so I'm going to use Mitch, 2 products from Mitch by Paul Mitchell. The first one is Steady Grip, and the second one is going to be Barber's Classic, probably, depending on what it feels like at the end. Also could maybe use construction paste, but I think construction paste can be a little too much for this one. So got a few products, show you guys here. Pop them all there. So Steady Grip first, then you got Barber's Classic or construction paste, not sure. Barber's Classic, definitely a more wet look, less hold. Construction paste, more medium hold, still gives you kind of a wet look, more of a mesh style. So we'll see. All right, so Steady Grip, this is just a gel. It says firm hold. I just like the shine that it gives it and the control. So anytime I'm gonna blow dry, especially longer guys' hair, I don't want it to get fluffy at all. I just wanna control it. Plus this gel smells really good. So work that through the hair. Then I'll use my Paul Mitchell Neuro Iron. I'm going to blow dry and just flat wrap this all the way around his head. And I know you guys too well, so let me get some music on here so that you guys can enjoy yourselves, dance in the chat, and then I'll be back when I'm done blow drying. So here we go. Here we go.
I don't wanna stay here, no. Ain't gonna keep it low now. If you wanna go, let's go. Let's wrap it up and hit the road. I just got an awesome vibe, striking the winner post now. Liberty's on my mind. We've taken off, we've left the ground. You gotta understand that we get one chance, one chance. You will never regret the things that we'll do. 'Cause I wanna drive through the summer night. And when we are old and gray, we'll look back at this summer night. This summer night, this summer night. Sleeping in the back of a van, roaming in the wilderness. We'll never need a plan. We'll be alright, just you and I. Singing from the top of our lungs, dancing by the lakeside. Gonna do it while we're young. In a moment it will all be gone. You gotta understand that we get one chance, one chance. You will never regret the things that we'll do. 'Cause I wanna drive through the summer night. And when we are old and gray, we'll look back at this summer night. This summer night, this summer night. This summer night, this summer night. Someday we will look back, and our hearts will be whole again. I want to remember all that happened to us. 'Cause I wanna drive through the summer night. And when we are old and gray, we'll look back at this summer night. This summer
hope you guys enjoyed enjoyed your little dance party, I guess. TM's funny. I think she said she made that happen back in the day. I think she's probably right. And it's just funny because I would never have started a dance party ever. But this is your guys' world. You're creating it. So super fun. All right. So the style, you know, this is obviously the precision end of the haircut. I need to go in now and do my detail work. It's very helmety right now. This is a very typical thing when you do a precision cut on somebody. Now it's most important to then go in and make the haircut fit the person's hair type, the end result of it, how their hair reacts to it, and you just kind of figure all that out. So a couple things that we're going to do. I like using texturizing scissors quite a bit on men's cuts, so I'm going to do that. And I'm also, so I'll show you guys a technique with that, and then I'll probably do a couple other techniques as well. Oh, Kristen, I got you. I'll play that song at the end. That one takes me a second to find it for some reason. I don't know why. All right, live chat going away. Let's get back to business here. Now everybody's fighting over who started the dance party. It's okay. You guys, you know, you can all take credit for creating what this is, this masterpiece. All right. Not this haircut, you know what I'm saying. All right. So I'm going to go underneath here. I've got my disconnect, but I want to kind of work and slim this shape a little bit. So I'll comb this hair over. I'm going to take my Velcro clip, stick it there. And then I'm just going to start working off of the face. So just using a texturizing scissor. This is one of my favorite ones from our online store. Go back to this. It's one of my favorite ones from our online store because it's a dual texture. So both sides of it have texture blades. This way you get a really nice smooth feel when you go into the hair and slide through it. There's no blade to really pull, so it just cuts in and then slides through. So right here, I'll just keep combing the hair kind of how it's going to be worn. A lot of times in hair cutting, we are kind of combing hair away from where it's going to be worn and cutting it. When you're texturizing to get the hair to sit where it's going to live, I like to comb it into that kind of formation. So working diagonal back with the texturizing scissor, mid shaft to ends, just like that. All right, and then let me see. So we'll just continue through. And you just, so the hair, we cut it in that round fashion to flow off of the face. So that's the same fashion that you want to take and use the texturizing scissor. So mid shaft to ends and kind of flow through back just like that. So mid shaft through. And that'll just start to skinny it up a little bit. Then I want this hair to kind of be worn forward like this. So now I'll go in, cut, and drag forward. In, cut, drag forward, and just kind of work through it that way and take out weight from the bottom. And now, if I want to just remove a little bit of weight or length from this temple area, I'll part it like that. I'll clip away the temple area, and then I can bring this hair straight out to me. And as I pull that hair out, I can either cut just on this base area, but I just keep cutting through it with a texture scissor, which will give me a nice soft edge to this hair. So if I'm trying to soften it and then also take away some of that length, this is a great technique to do that. So just work through it and cut. And you'll see how it kind of just flows off the back. So we'll bring that top over. Now it's going to lay over top of it, and it'll just be much sleeker. Like you can already see how that lays softer than the other side. It gets a little bit bulky right there. So, and this is the heavy side that had a lot more kind of weight to deal with. So same thing, I'll just slide through diagonally, remove some of that weight, and then I'm going to work the other side. So right here is where the bulk is sitting. And so I'll just go through there, diagonally like this, cut. And just work that weight line. Right through here, cut. And then diagonal forward, go in and cut a little bit more. And then again, like the other side, if I just want to shorten up this temple area, which I do, I'll just go through here and I'll just cut away to create a soft line and remove some of that length. All right. And Jacqueline, thanks for the sticker. I don't know what that means, but I believe somehow you gave $10 for buying a sticker, I think. So I just want to say thank you. I know there's like super chats and different things that YouTube has put up there, and you know, I appreciate anybody that does that stuff. You don't have to at all, but I do appreciate it. And at least you got a sticker thing for it. That's pretty cool. All right, so the last little bit that I'm gonna do is I like to go in with my dry cutting scissor and just point cut because point cutting is gonna soften as well. I can also do some slide cutting, so coming around, you know, the front. I know the hair's in his face right now, so those of you guys that are about to say that, I get it. It won't be when we finish our style. But I'm just going through and cutting. And just working with that, the fact that that hair is going to be kind of round and worn back, but could also be worn, you know, forward if they wanted to, depending on the style they're going for. A lot of the kids nowadays want to wear this kind of a forward feel to it. The adults, they want to wear it back and smooth. There's really no difference in the cut. It's really more just whether you wear it back or forward. Do you sell the Velcro? Andy, yeah, we absolutely do. They're on our online shop. So if you go to the online store, right, you go to shop and then you go, shop and then to clips. They are right here. You can pick up the Velcro clips. They come in a 2-pack, I believe, or a 6-pack. Yeah, so you can get 6-pack for $9.99 or 2-pack for $4.99. Super cool. They're great for men's or any short hair, dry hair, all of that. They're great for it. So, and I just about fell down. That would have been awesome. Cool. Thank you guys for helping with the answer on that. So again, slide cut through. I'm using the Mizutani Puffin. This is one of my favorite dry cutting scissors. Jeez, I just kicked that stool. That was fun. Looks like the old Justin Bieber haircut. You know what's hilarious though, Adele, is that this old Justin Bieber type haircut is super popular with every young teenage kid right now. So you're right, it does, and it's coming back. So see how it's starting to get sleeker and sleeker as we do these little techniques. So just understand that. Just going to do a little point cutting through it. Really holding the hair kind of where it's going to fall. And just softly point cutting in to the edges a little bit. Cool. And then I'm going to work top of his hair a little bit as well. Nino, that's awesome. Thank you so much. Again, guys, if you're liking the class and you're new to the classes, make sure you go to our website and sign up. It's free. freesaloneducation.com, and you can also download our app from there, which will allow you access to all these free classes all the time. You can sign up for them, you can be a part of them, you'll know exactly when they are, all that stuff. So it's all this little detail work, guys, and this is why maybe some of you aren't hairdressers out there. Maybe you are hairdressers. Maybe the haircuts you've been doing or getting have not been ideal. They haven't kind of worked with your hair type. Well, all these little details that I'm putting in, I did a basic haircut first, which would not have looked good if I would have just left him like that. I did the basic haircut to get the shape in, and then I go in and I add the details, right? To make it fit his hair type, and how he's going to wear it. And that's what it's all about. What was Andy asking? How much should I spend in order to get free shipping? So Andy, if you're in the US, it's $100, and then you get free shipping on your order. Worldwide orders don't get free shipping because it's expensive and it's so different all over the place price-wise, so it's hard for us to do that. A little point cutting in the face here. Yep. what point cutting does, so let me just talk about what I just did. So what I do is I grab a bit of hair, I bring it over here, which I know as soon as I start cutting into this is going to be the shortest point. It's going to get longer towards the side. But what I'm doing is I lighten this up by point cutting it like this. Then once I get it lightened up, then I let it lay. It's lighter than it was. Then I can go in and slide cut through and remove a little bit of length from the perimeter here. Starting to expose his eyes. So here, it's a little bulky. So again, I'll just go in, a little slide cutting. You could use your texture scissor, you could use your TriRazor. All of that would work. You could lift here, point cut. All right. So that scissor, Wayne, is the Mizutani Puffin. So I can do a little, I'll actually show you here. Right here, let me pop, whoops. We pop this up here real quick, and then we go. So shop scissors, and then you go to dry cutting scissors. And when you pull up the dry cutting scissors, you'll see right here is the Mizutani Puffin. This is my all-time favorite dry cutting scissor. So I use this thing all the time. Available in multiple different sizes, righty, lefty, all of that. So definitely a great one. All right. Adriana, thank you so much. Appreciate it. It's very nice of you. All right. So we're almost there. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to blow dry. Actually, I'm going to go texture a little bit more. Here. I'll work my way around. Off of the face this way, a little bit. All right, and then once I have that, then what I like to do is just do a quick blow dry to get all the loose hairs from the texturizing out. All right, then at the very end, I'm gonna go with Barber's Classic because I feel like it's the best choice. It's a product that is lightweight, so it's got a nice kind of wetter appearance to it in the end result. It's light hold or moderate hold and just gives a nice little shine to the hair. So what I'll do is pop here. Turn him around like this. So you can see the glossiness, the shininess in my hands. And I'll just kind of work through into the back a little bit. I like to get the bulk and majority of the product through the back and sides first before I touch the top of the head. Then once I get most of it off of my hands, I'll go here. I'm going to work this through his hair a little bit. And I'm really going to mess his hair up first, and then I'm going to put it back together. So I'm just kind of getting it, all the product worked through. Then I'll brush it in. And when you brush the product into the hair and you really start to style this out, all that texture that you put in the hair starts to really come out with the product. So just kind of working. And even tuck some of it. Looks good. Start showing you guys the whole thing here. Let me get the head level and centered. There we go, that's better. And I'm going to put a little bit of hairspray in it just because I like to finalize the style with that. Have it last the day for him. Jess says she liked it before the product. So all you have to do, Jess, is rewind, and you're good to go. Just hit rewind. So you can either style it this way, right? Or you could style it towards his face. They're two different looks, right? So you have this one, which is a little bit more of a business type feel. Can look good, you know, with a suit. Can look good dressed up. Can look good, you know, without a suit. It's really a versatile style, in my opinion. And then you can style it more towards his face, and you have a younger traditional style. They're both cut very similar, as you could see, because I pretty much styled it like that at the beginning, and then we put it into this style here. So there we go. End result is in. What do you guys think? Let me know with your favorite emoji in the chat. Hope you guys took a lot from the layering and all of that. It looks a Smallville haircut. I don't know what that means, but that's hilarious. Look, I'm allowed to complain sometimes. It was constructive criticism. It's not even criticism, to be honest. All good. I like your opinions, Jess. No worries on that. All right. So let's see. Let me pop up here. Do you guys have questions? I guess would be my first thing. If you have questions, type them in the chat. I'm coming up here. Pop. There we go. Gary, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. So here's the thing, Jess. We're actually looking into the pricing of Ergo brushes being shipped to, like, let's say Australia, like where you live. So it's just going to take a little bit of time, but we will hopefully be shipping those worldwide as well. It's just, the problem is it's a little bit more expensive. Ergo only delivers to the US. Yeah, I think that's true. So I don't think that they deliver currently to Australia, but like I said, the reason that Ergo's not in, let's say the TriRazor is the TriRazor comes in this tiny box. Ergo, I have to ship bigger packages. So it's just a little bit harder. But and those of you guys that don't know even what I'm talking about, the Ergo stuff is also on our online store. So it's under the shop, and then you go to brushes. And you can see there's the Ergo brushes there. Best brushes that I've used, for sure. All right. Let's see. Could you do the same top of a pixie the same way? Yeah, Ashley, for sure. You definitely can. Exact same way if you wanted that kind of look, if you wanted that kind of over to the side look. If you want a little extra weight, all you have to do is keep it lower. Like instead of elevating it over the parting like I did, just pull it over to the parting but lower elevation. It'll give you a little heavier top. Jess, we can see if we can work something out. I can see how expensive they are to ship to you for sure. Cool. All right. Did you guys like the chat being up on here? I feel like it's cool. Ashley, thank you so much. Appreciate it. I'll have to figure out how to get your guys' little faces on the chat. Not your little faces. You guys know what I mean. Not little faces. But hopefully you liked it. Let's see. So last but not least, just real quick, a little rundown. If you guys like this cut, we're live almost every day. I'll be live tomorrow at 12:30. What will we be doing tomorrow? Let me see. Classes, so we'll go to education. And then, or really we can go to this front page. But you can go to education within the post there. But if you're on the front page right here, so how to layer men's hair. And then tomorrow, the best haircut length for fine hair. So we're going to go over that tomorrow, which will be super fun. And then we got Brian's class highlighting of foil combs. Super exciting stuff coming with foil combs, guys. But Brian's going to do a whole class breaking down his favorite ones. And then Danielle's doing a crochet, not croquet. I'm losing my mind. I've been live now since 11 o'clock this morning. Crochet braid for protective style for natural hair. So kind of going off of last week's class, Danielle's going to show you how to do a crochet braid to add in hair to natural hair. It's super cool. She showed it to me last week. So. Oh, it's a good call, Kristen. It's a good call. Let me, I don't need to do that. I'm going to go back to the screen. So Kristen was saying that we should make a grippy sticker or something for the TriRazor. My hands are small and it's sometimes tough to hold. That's a good call. I wonder how we could do that. Maybe we make it a grippy FSE type sticker on there. Or I could just ship them with that so people that have smaller hands, if that helps them. We'll see. It's a good call. Maybe we can make those colorful or something. It'd be fun. Just started to happen. Gary, I'm not really sure what you're saying on there. Maybe rubbery spit to hold it. Ashley's a solutions person. I like it. All right, cool. If you guys don't have any other questions, I look forward to tomorrow. I hope you guys join me live right here, cutting some women's hair. Gary, that's cool. I mean, it's unfortunate that you're having that issue. I'll I'll have somebody look into maybe your account or something. I really don't know why it would be crashing on your phone. I know it does for some people, but most of the time, like if I open it, it doesn't crash. And I don't have a special phone or account or anything. I use the regular account. But if you have like an older phone, maybe you need to update your like, what is it? Like iOS or whatever it is to the latest, or if you have an older phone, like Gary, what phone do you have? I think that would be a good question to ask there. And then maybe we could go from there. And if you're not on the latest update of your phone, maybe that could be an issue too. So definitely we will look into it. And maybe there's an issue with the app currently right now, because as I'm saying this, it's crashing on me every time I open it. So maybe there's just an actual glitch going on. And of course, as we're live, I will go on there. Is this happening to anybody else? It just started happening today, app crashing. Yeah, Gary. So Gary and Gary that are both saying that the app is crashing, I'm actually going to, something must have happened. So I'll have them fix it right away. So thanks for letting me know, because I'm like, this doesn't happen. So, but it does. I guess it does today. All right, cool. So I'm noticing it as well. That is an issue. Maybe there's more people on it than we've ever had. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know, but we'll figure it out and I'll get it fixed. iPhone 8, yeah, it should be fine, Gary. I really don't think that that's the issue, but I mean, it's not the issue. There's obviously an issue. But for other people that it does crash on every once in a while, we'll get it figured out. Okay, Jess, I did not put you in FSC jail, no. All right, cool. And TM's feeling the same thing. So it's obviously just an issue. We'll get it fixed. It'll be good, because I was on it last night and it was fine. So, but I did tell them that I was trying to work something with the community on there, and let me see. I was trying to work something on the community on there to a refresh button, trying to get them to add that. So maybe that's what they're doing, and maybe it's messing something up. You're welcome, Gary. You are very, very welcome. All right. Yeah, it'll get fixed for sure, TM. It'll get fixed. And Gary, thank you so much. Appreciate it. You guys are awesome. You're all the best. Again, thank you for everything. Thank you for always being awesome. And I will see you guys on the next one tomorrow. So make sure that you tune in live. Let me get this up here. Tune in live tomorrow, 12:30 Eastern Standard Time. I really look forward to hanging with you guys. I'm going to go get the app fixed. Make sure you download it, though, because it will be fixed. It'll be fine. But download it, become part of our community, become part of the classes, watch the old classes, post your work. Let's keep growing this FSE fam as big as we can. You guys are all great, and I will see you soon. All right. Goodbye.
Take my hand, I know just what to do.
for the Christmas.